Good morning and welcome to the United Church of Gainesville, where no matter who you are or where you are welcome here. But not literally welcome here because our campus is closed. And if you were to come, my hope would be that you would wear a mask. Today is my 78th day of quarantine. By the time you see this, it will be my 81st. So I've gotten pretty used to wearing this mask. I'm sure most of you have too. But this time has also afforded me the opportunity to consider what I have unmasked about myself, my relationships, my understanding of self, and my understanding of my relationship with God. We'll dig a little bit deeper into that in our service today because today is Pentecost Sunday. This is the day when we celebrate the birth of the Christian movement. So you might notice that I'm coming to you from a different location than we usually do. I come to you from our chapel. This chapel is one of the most beautiful places here on our campus. It is a place where I will often come for respite and for prayer. And I hope that when we reopen our campus, you might come through here too. But it reminds me of the Pentecost story, how those early disciples of Jesus were locked away on their own version of a quarantine after the death and the resurrection of Jesus. And it wasn't until Pentecost Sunday, where Jesus appeared to them again and offered them the gift of the Holy Spirit, where they emerged afresh, anew. It reminds me of the beautiful song that we often sing, "Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on me." And my hope in our worship service today, you will feel that Spirit of the living God once again falling afresh on you, melting you, molding you, moving you to be a new and better version of the you that you seek to be. Our worship service today will have an opportunity for prayers of lament for those who have died recently, not just due to COVID-19, but also due to the racial terror that continues to afflict our country. There is also special music that was actually recorded back in 2017 when the Piedmont Choir came to perform here. And a little bit later in our service, many of you sent in little submissions of you unmasking yourselves, and we will end our service with that little celebration today. So, welcome to worship. My hope is that this time will be one of peace, one of joy, one of blessing, and one that will inspire you for your days and your weeks ahead. Welcome. Friends, there is and can be no doubt that our world continues to struggle. And our nation continues to struggle to understand itself and to be of best service to one another, which I believe we are all called to do. With the news of yet another Black man unjustly murdered this week, and the news that over 100,000 people have died related to COVID-19, our hearts are heavy with loss and with lament. I walked by Ben Hill Griffin Stadium recently and I happened to look up the capacity. 88,450 people can sit in Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. And that doesn't include all those workers and that doesn't include all those football players. But just think of the number of people who have been affected by COVID-19, but also of the great injustices that are taking place in our world on our watch. I took comfort in these words this week from Deborah Dean Murphy, who said that God's silence is not a conundrum to solve, but is a mystery to abide. And I have to admit, I've had a hard time abiding by that mystery lately. But she goes on to offer this. She says, in the struggle to hold together what seems irreconcilable, beauty and suffering, and 1,000 other things, our wintry hearts trust that there is no place from which the love of God is absent. My hope is that in your needs, in your worries, in your times of trial, you know that there is no place where the love of God is absent. Receive now this prayer.
Your love was like the dawn brightening our lives. Though we need to weep your loss, you dwell in that safe place in our hearts, where no storm or night or pain can reach you. Now you dwell inside the rhythm of breath, as close to us as we are to ourselves. Let us not look for you only in memory. You would want us to find you in presence, beside us when beauty brightens, when kindness glows and music echoes eternal tones, when darkest winter has turned to spring, until we see your face again in that place where there is no more separation, where tears are wiped away and we will never lose you. Amen.